What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant back again with another one. Hope you're having a good to great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you pulling up to the video. Also, got to shout out my network and my clothing line, Legacy Over Money Sports Network. Putting that together, got some epic stuff coming down the pike very soon. Just keep your eyes and ears out if y'all don't mind for that. I gotta I gotta get into a very passionate bag. Okay, y'all. So forgive me if I sound like I'm rambling a little bit in this video. As I've already recorded this video 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? But I had to re-record it because I want to make my videos more about the substance and stick on topic. When it comes to my Bulls, I get a little bit more of a into this rant mode because this is my childhood, y'all. You know what I mean? I grew up on the south side of Chicago, born in 1988, right in the heart of the Chicago Bulls three-peats. You know what I mean? Like, this is the three-peat eras. The three-peats are my childhood. As I was born in 88, we started winning in 91, and I promise you, I got clear-cut memories at the tender age of 3, 4 years old, watching Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls duel it out against teams in the NBA with my dad, my uncles, all of my family, to be frank. My godparents had a whole room dedicated to the Chicago Bulls, okay? All kind of souvenirs, jackets, T-shirts, tickets, posters, blankets, pictures, pillows. I don't know if I even repeat them. It was this room, guys. If cell phones existed on the level that they do now, I would have hecka pictures of this room posted on my page. Okay, because this is just what it was in my family. We was diehard, dedicated Chicago Bulls fans. Mind you, my family got to see the first half of Michael Jordan's career. Before he became championship Michael Jordan, he was just dynamic Michael Jordan, putting up all these stats, winning all these awards, tearing the league apart. But like I said, I came around in 88, which is probably Michael Jordan's best individual career year, all things considered, without a championship. Um, as he was able to win, all of the uh, high awards: MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, dunk contest. I think he got the All Star MVP. Just won all of it. He just took the whole league off, all of the league awards across the board. Excuse me. I'm just trying to give you all this backdrop because I'm about to really start sound like I'm capping. Because I'm about to defend my Chicago Bulls brothers and sisters in the fan base. Okay? The other night, they had the Ring of Honor celebration. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, let's just get this news out of there. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were on the schedule to be there, in attendance and inducted in the Chicago Bulls Ring of Honor, but they weren't. I didn't. I seen the article and I read a little bit into it, but I don't think they specified why they weren't able to attend. I'm 100% positive it's because of their differences, the back and forth they've been having going on over the years. I made a few videos, journalizing it, but very nasty situation. Breaks my heart to see two of my superheroes from my childhood going at each other this way. But anyway, they weren't in attendance, nor was Dennis Rodman, as he had a scheduling issue. But Phil Jackson was there. Ron Harper, I remember Luke Longley from the championship Bulls. I believe Tony Kukoc probably was there as well. But Jerry Krause's wife was there, and I don't remember this lady's name. She's in her elderly years right now. I don't remember her name, but she was the honorary stand-in for one Jerry Krause, the late Jerry Krause, the general manager of the championship Chicago Bulls. She was the stand-in for him, and the Chicago Bulls fans proceeded to overwhelm her with a sea of boos and, probably some bad words, all that kind of stuff. I just seen a clip of it. And I gotta say, man, I know that the mainstream media, a lot of my favorite YouTubers, were disgusted by what they had seen on screen. But you got to understand, and I'm sorry, y'all, the Derrick Rose years were but a band-aid. Okay, maybe if we got a championship from the Derrick Rose moderation of the Chicago Bulls, we would have gave Jerry Krause a little slack. You know what I mean? We would have probably gotten over it a little bit. But outside of the Derrick Rose years, guys, the Chicago Bulls fans have not gotten over what Jerry Krause did to the Chicago Bulls. Okay, Michael Jordan's version of the Chicago Bulls did not go out. Though we didn't agree with how our team was dismantled. Now, mind you, I gave you the backdrop as to how deep the connection is with me and my family to the Chicago Bulls. All right, even to this day, my dad, I believe, I know he goes to Chicago Bears games, but I'm sure he goes to Bulls games as well, pretty often. But anyway, uh, and I'm in Texas, so I would too. You know what I mean? I used to be just something that we did. Sometimes we didn't even go to the game. We'd just go to the bar and drink, have a good time, buy the cheap tickets, and not even go to the game. We just go to a restaurant that was around in the restaurant. Excuse me, a bar that was in the United Center. But anyway, um, what was I? The Chicago Bulls fans was booing Mrs. Krause because Jerry Krause, all right, God rest his soul. I don't mean to talk dishonorably about the dead, but Jerry Krause made a decision, and they made a whole documentary about it. You may have heard of it, called The Last Dance, based on Jerry Krause's decision to dismantle the Chicago Bulls in their championship, years. Win, lose, draw, 82 and 0, 0 and 82. Did not matter what happened in 1998. Jerry Krause made a decision, and I believe it was a highly emotional decision. Highly emotional. As if you've seen the Last Dance documentary, how tense things were between Phil Jackson and Jerry Krause, nonetheless. Um, Jerry Krause made the decision to dismantle the Chicago Bulls team that I grew up with. All right, that was so intertwined with my childhood that I have clear cut memories at probably the age of 2. You know what I mean? Of watching Chicago Bulls games, watching Michael Jordan in All-Star games. You know what I mean? Clear cut memories, and I can't tell you how old I was, but very young. Um, Jerry Krause made a decision to dismantle this team. That not just me, you see how passionately I'm talking about the team. There's a whole city in Illinois right now called Chicago that loved that team the same way I did. And no matter what the business was, you know what I mean? We didn't care about the business. We only knew two things. We was winning, and the Chicago Bulls team that won the last version of the championship team all said in agreement, in unison, that they would come back if Jerry Krause came off his BS with Phil Jackson. All of them said it. Michael Jordan is on record. They wanted to go for 7. You know what I mean? They wanted to go out on their swords. And us in Chicago, as the fans, we much rather have seen Michael Jordan get swept 4-0 in the finals by Tim Duncan or Kobe Bryant or whatever team that was in the West that was, a contender at the time. We much rather have seen our Bulls get swept than get broken up and dismantled the way they did via free agency, via retirement, via pride. Letting go of the second most winningest coach in NBA history over pride. Like I say, a very highly emotional decision as I am in my adulthood, and I can evaluate the situation with a little bit more logic and maturity. At the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls, to Jerry Reinsdorf's credit, are still one of the most successful franchises in NBA history. You know what I mean? NBA in the NBA right now. Excuse me. I think we're number one in attendance right now. You know, with all of the losing, and the craziness that we've been through, our fans still show up and show out. And this is why Mrs. Krause was booed, because we have not gotten over the how our team was dismantled. And like I said, the Derrick Rose teams, we loved them. We love Derrick Rose to this day. Everybody in Chicago right now follows Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? We got, like I'll see a Memphis jersey in the city. When I went home and visited, I seen a New York Knicks Derrick Rose jersey in the city. Like, that's how uh, dedicated and how much we love Derrick Rose just as an individual. You know, he's one of our own. Not just because he played for the Bulls, if y'all didn't know, but he's from Chicago. So, you know, everybody in Chicago, if you're a certain age, you watch Derrick Rose grow up. I watched Derrick Rose grow up and become an NBA superstar. And, you know, still the love is there to this day. But that's how dedicated Chicago Bulls fans are, to our own, if you will, when we truly embrace you. And I don't think anybody or anything has been embraced um, in unity in Chicago as much as the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls. I mean, the whole world loves Michael Jordan. You feel me? Like, that's how crazy it is. But Michael Jordan played for us. You know what I mean? He was local. We get to see this fool. You know what I mean? It was nothing to go see Michael Jordan go play a game. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you the truth. I've been to some Chicago Bulls games as a kid, but I don't remember going. You know what I mean? I don't remember being there. That's how young I was when I was there. I never, unfortunately, Michael Jordan retired when I was 10 years old, and I hadn't gone to a game, excuse me, within that last three-peat, um, any games like a regular season game or nothing like that. But by that time, you know what I mean, it was old news. And every field trip, every year at school, you went to the Chicago Bulls stadium anyway. So it was like, oh, yeah. We were sitting right here when my dad, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, it wasn't that big of a deal in my childhood anyway. But to the whole world, this same team is loved and embraced. So Mrs. Krause, unfortunately, just caught some strays. And Jerry Krause, even in death, you know, you got to respect the dead. We do. But we do not respect the decision he made to break up the one thing that brought the entire city together. And, you know, I'm talking about GDs, Blackstones, Vice Lords, black, white, Mexican, Asian, you know, everybody in Chicago loved the Bulls. You know, it still kind of is like that to this day. You know what I mean? I worked in downtown Chicago with many of, you know, different races and cultures. And the one thing, every time we had a company party and, you know, a company trip to the Chicago Bulls, you could just see the love across the board. Like, dudes I never talked to at work, you know, I get to know them at a Chicago Bulls game and be like, yo, you a fan? Oh, you know, and then even to this day, still I'm on Facebook. You know what I mean? So that's how dope the love was. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all some passionate backstory as to why the Chicago Bulls fans was booing Mrs. Krause the way they did. It's not personal, you know. It's not actually that old lady that we got beef with. She just catching strays because Jerry Krause, we can't talk to him. You know, unfortunately, he lived his life. He did his thing, but he made a decision that broke the heart of a whole city. You know what I mean? And to hear Michael Jordan say out of his mouth, I'm talking about in the Last Dance documentary, to hear him out of his mouth say 30 years later that he was in the back, behind the scenes fighting for Jerry Krause to change his mind on his decision. And they end up, so much so that, Michael Jordan was protesting and trying to show even on the court, like, look, we're still the best team, although we're the oldest team, we're still the best team in the league. Went on to win a championship that year. Jerry Krause still did not come up off his decision. And that decision broke the heart of an entire city. And we have not had our heart mended since that time. Like I say, maybe another championship will do it. The Derrick Rose Bulls was a good little Band-Aid for a couple years. And it was a good time when Derrick Rose was in his prime. But Nothing like I say, nothing like that. The Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls brought the city together. So, um, yeah, man. Hopefully y'all feel our pain. You get a little bit more perspective as to why those Bulls was transpiring. Um, you know what I mean? The Chicago Bulls fans, we know our history very well. We know our team roster. We love Kobe White. We can't stand Zach LaVine. I can't wait till that dude. Everybody in Chicago is indifferent with DeMar DeRozan. Like, yeah, he cool, but he played for the Ops at one time, the Toronto Raptors. It's one of our rival teams, so it's like, hey, yeah, we cool with you because you putting up points for our scoreboard, but man, DeMar DeRozan is not embraced as a Chicago Bull. And that's just how real it is. But I'm gonna start reporting more on my Bulls, man. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm gonna start doing my due diligence and giving y'all a little bit more stories about the Bulls. Whether I get a lot of views on those videos or not, it's more personal than professional for me on that level. But this video is already a little longer than I like to do them. But anywho, that's all I got for y'all on that one. Like I say, hopefully y'all feel our pain and get a little bit more perspective as to where those Bulls came from. But it is your boy, Tony the Savant. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Thank y'all for your love and support. Y'all the bosses. I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work. Also, shout out again, Legacy Over Money Sports Network. Peace.